So listen up, Democratic establishment. You can either jump on board with this shit, or we're coming after you in the same way that we come after MAGA. Period. Stop taking AIPAC money. Go on an I'm sorry I took AIPAC money atonement tour if you want to stay in power. Stop missing out on these big rallies. Hakeem and Chuck should have been front and center introducing the next mayor of New York City. But no, they wouldn't show up because they're pussies. They're pussies that are beholden to the same corporations that helped Donald Trump get elected.
And I get it. This whole timeline is meant to own the libs. I mean, all of it, right? The AutoPen investigation, the, Comer saying the Trump family making billions is, it's okay because they're admitting it. Like, what? Okay. I just can't, right? The comments they make about Trump being able to run again, Tommy Tuberville saying, oh, it's up to him. No, it most decidedly is not up to him. I mean,
I haven't really monitored CNN recently, at least in the past few days.
Right.
Has Jake Tapper's head been exploding and we just don't know about it, based on the fact that Donald is bragging about his cognitive test exam once again, saying that he aced it, which, if you think about it logically, and this is something Jake Tapper ought to be doing because he's so concerned about the ages of presidents, that maybe the fact that Donald Trump is bragging about his cognitive test results, that it was more difficult that by definition to say that, oh my God, I did amazing on my cognitive test signifies that it was a challenge for him.
Right.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be bragging.
Yes.
It's like bragging that you did well in a game of tic-tac-toe. Congratulations. You won the easiest game in the world to win. And that's where we are. And on top of that, he didn't even remember the 3 animals that were on the test. He named 3 different animals
got
that
them wrong.
have nothing to do with any. I mean, I've seen a couple of different tests just by doing a random Google search.
Yes.
And none of the animals he mentioned bragging about his
and
cognitive
how many
test
of us,
results were on the test.
Thank you. How many of us with loved ones with dementia? No, you don't. You only take repeated cognitive tests if you're in cognitive decline, and doctors are trying to chart the decline. I mean, I saved this one for you because this is our favorite subject.
Okay.
Just the headline for you: Trump 79 gets confused explaining water to the Navy. Now you know his obsession with water because the hurricane you recall was.
Yes, he calls them water dumps because he can't find the word hurricane, Jake Tapper. He talks about big water. It's the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
Right.
As though, what? Is a hurricane going to drop sulfuric acid? Is that what the normal thing is? And, suddenly, under Trump, we got rid of the sulfuric acid. Hurricanes only dump water now. When is he going to start bragging about that?
Remember he wanted to water bomb Notre Dame Cathedral when it was on fire?
Yeah.
Which would have destroyed the entire... Anyway, yes, the president went on a baffling rant about the scientific properties of water on board the USS George Washington. I mean, it's a daily tutorial. Tapper, Jake Tapper in dementia. I mean, by the way, Madeline Stansberry is, I love her, but she was on Jake Tapper. I think we're going to have the audio in a bit, Bob, but Ruma Gallego, there's a few people that are giving tutorials on how you push back when you go on TV. And, Jake Tapper starts doing his Republican talking points or his both sides do it thing, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think the best template that we've seen in recent memory was Jonathan Swan right after the 2020 election.
Yeah.
That whole discussion where Donald's holding up little pages and Jonathan Swan is just looking absolutely confounded by everything that's going on. It's even become a meme now. I think that was as close as you get. But I think a lot of these reporters are desperately concerned about retribution to the point where, on one hand, I'm infuriated by the lack of pushback, but on the other hand, I kind of get it. No one wants to lose their jobs. But I think in the name of democracy, maybe you got to lean in and take one for the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that regard, start asking the tough questions and let the chips fall where they may. Finally, I mean, just ask the guy, what's the Third Amendment to the Constitution, Mr. President? And see what he says.
Yeah.
Of course, he's going to say, what a terrible question that was. Who are you from? Who are you from? You from the fake news media? You're terrible. Your ratings are so.
I know.
Yeah,
And you know what
that's the
strikes
result.
me, Bob? We just had Kathy Griffin on Monday, and she was the first victim, when you think about it, of this
Oh, yeah.
media cowardice and cowering to Trump. I mean, it just, you know.
And another example that cancel culture swings both ways. There is plenty of MAGA cancel culture, and this is something that they've been doing. We can remember all the way back to the Teletubbies years ago. The outrage about that.
Oh my God, Laura Ingraham just said AOC is being a mean girl about Riley Gaines. It's like, I'm sorry, Laura Ingraham? And Megyn Kelly said you're a mean girl?
Yeah.
Okay. So, by the by, you said Trump being guided through a room by the Japanese PM. You said, I'm old enough to remember last year at the G7 when Joe Biden stepped away to greet some paratroopers and the news media went bananas. I mean, we were joking yesterday. Somebody called it, a malfunctioning Roomba. I mean, he is clearly just not in good shape, right? And you're right. It's like there's just a media blackout.
Yeah. It's something that he's been doing for a while now. I mean, there's an entire super edits that you can find all over social media and on YouTube of Donald Trump wandering away when he's not supposed to wander away yet.
Yeah.
And yet he wanders away. And going back to first term, where Mike Pence would have to run after him and turn him back around and put him, position and prop him up in front of the lectern, and you got to sign this thing, you're not done talking. There are other people waiting here to, and so this is, it just goes on and on and on.
I wanted to talk to you both, Yahweh and Yesh, because I wrote a book, and it's about you guys, but it's really about some of your fans. The mean ones, the racist ones, the homophobe ones, the ones who don't like women. You guys come off really well in the book. Jesus, you come off really good in this book.
I've heard that when people talk about the Bible, they tell me that God, you come off really well.
Said no one ever.
Jesus comes off really well. Yeah, no, God, you're very impressive, God. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but you there's some moments, Almighty, where you're kind of the alcoholic stepgod, you know what I'm saying? But Jesus, he's chill throughout, like he's proof of evolution.
But John, people have been twisting my message, right? And that's what this book is about.
It really is, Jesus. I mean, I've gone through this book of yours many times. You never said anything against the gays. You never said anything against women having to be forced to be pregnant. I mean, you're not against abortion. You're against the death penalty, Jesus. I know that. You're like your dad in that you tell us to welcome the stranger.
Yeah. I mean, the right people are twisting my message left and right, and we can't take it anymore. So we're so excited to have this book, a really rock solid resource to show people what the Bible actually says. And that's why we love you, John. You're spreading our true good word.
Simon & Schuster's Avid Reader Press presents Separation of Church and Hate, the bold, hilarious new book from John Fugelsang.